Hello and welcome to the weekly update for Friday, the 29th of November 2024. The village where I live, there's a garden centre in the village, and this Friday evening is usually the evening that they've often kind of held a bit of an event to mark the start of the Christmas season. They've played it down a little bit over the last couple of years, but it used to be quite a big thing, and it always kind of is the sign that Christmas is coming. And certainly you can see that in the WhatsApp groups and the activity around the cooperative. Lots of decorations being made, lots of Christmas festive sort of activities going on, and a lot of work in preparation for our Christmas do, which is now only a week away. And I can see that Leslie and Sarah and others have been active in preparing the seating plan and name cards for the table and menu options on the table and all that kind of thing. So I think it's going to be very well decorated and very well prepared at the event next week. I've also noted that Leslie's inviting anyone who wants to donate any kind of gifts to the raffle that we'll be holding on Friday, to let her know. I think ideally if you can let her know before the evening, but I'm sure the odd gift, if it arrived on the night, wouldn't be a huge drama. So looking forward to the Christmas do, quite a lot there. And I think the only other thing in relation to the Christmas do is that there are some people, particularly personal assistants, I think, who paid their £10 to attend the do as, if you like, just for some fun, but they will now be working, supporting principal members that evening, and wondering whether they'll get their £10 back and all that sort of stuff. And the answer is yes, but we'll sort that all out after the event. We'll see who turns up, we'll see who's supporting who, and we'll tidy that up all afterwards. So just go along, have a great evening, look forward to seeing you there, and we'll sort the detail out afterwards. Okay for the Christmas do to be a little bit messy and play it by ear. But the second bit of news really relates also to Christmas, and it's specifically for our personal assistants. What we try and do every year, if we can, is if payday falls, obviously it's on the 24th every day, Christmas Eve, we try and pay a little bit earlier, ideally the working week before the previous Friday if we can. And we're going to try and do the same this year, with the 24th being a Tuesday. Monday the 23rd, probably not that much earlier, but Friday would be the 20th, which is only a couple of days after we close payroll for the previous month. Normally, most months we have 6 days to process payroll, of which usually is about 5 working days, because one or other of the 18th or the 24th will fall on us on a weekend. And sometimes, it can be down to 4 days. But to do it by the 20th this year means we'll be processing the whole thing in 2 days, which is unprecedented. We've never done it that quickly before, and it will be a bit of a challenge. So there are a couple of things that we're going to have to be really tight on, rules we're going to have to play by 100% this time in order to do that. And it's important that PAs understand that. So the first thing is that if you are working hours this month, you need to record those hours as you work them, which is a requirement under regulation of the daily record of support, and you need to record them on the Jot form app as you work them. So please, nobody trying to look at their diary and put hours in that they've forgotten about on the morning of the 18th, as happened last payday. Everyone needs to have recorded their hours by the time we close the pay month at the end of the 17th of December. So we're going to close the pay month 8 a.m. on the 18th, and all your hours need to have been recorded by then. There are 2 or 3 people, maybe 4 at the most, who will be working overnight shifts supporting principals. But as long as you've recorded the start of your shift at 8 o'clock on the 17th that evening, then we will be able to work out when the end of your shift is. So don't worry about that. But everyone needs to have recorded their hours by 8 a.m. on the 18th. What we will also do is there's certain bits of the payroll process that we can do in some cases in advance of the 18th. So if we have somebody who's entitled to maternity pay, if anyone's entitled to statutory sick pay, we can calculate the amounts for that, and we will do that beforehand. We will also pay anybody or add in anybody's training bonuses that people might be entitled to. But in order to do that, if you are close to being eligible for your training bonus and you want it to be paid in December, then you need to have completed the training that's outstanding by the 10th of December. And we won't be processing any training bonuses after that date this month, just to save us a bit of effort in those 2 days. And then finally, the thing to understand is that normally, if we're paying you on a Friday, for example, in advance of, or any payday, what happens is I schedule payment to your bank before payday so that it arrives in your bank probably as early as midnight on the 24th. Because we've only got 2 days, I will actually be paying people on the morning of the 20th. Everyone should have money in their account by midday, but it will not be there from midnight on the 20th or midnight on the start of payday as normal. So you just look out for it afternoon on the 20th. Your payslip will be generated as normal by midnight on the 20th, so you should see that, but the money won't actually hit your account until sometime in the morning, and I'll do it in alphabetical order. So if you're near the end of the alphabet, it's going to be closer to noon, and then sort of 8, 9 o'clock when I'll start with whoever's A. So that's a bit of news for you. Really important that you kind of stick by those rules as a personal assistant. If there are any corrections to be made to people's pay, then the chances are we will not be able to correct those before Christmas. So we're going to have to live with them until after Christmas. And the point is, which I often say, is we've got a lot better at corrections over the last year, and there are far, far fewer of them, which is good. But most of them, 95% of them are down to people inputting their hours incorrectly. And so if you get it right first time, then we'll get it right first time too, and you'll be paid correctly on the 20th. So that's it for this week. Quite a bit of detail there, particularly for PAs. I look forward to seeing you all next week at the Christmas do, and roll on Christmas.